Hey everyone, welcome back to the boosnbays podcast. I'm your host, Jace. This is Madison. Second week doing this.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back, baby. We're back.
We are back. Instead of posting an episode, be like, we promised we're back, and then we weren't.
Yeah, we got 2 weeks worth of boosnbays, so
I know.
You guys are welcome, by the way.
Pretty much lock us in for every Friday. You're welcome.
What are we talking about today, Madison?
So today we're going to be talking about the Appalachian Mountains. I would like to put a disclaimer. Anyone in the Appalachian range.
Okay.
If I get any of the lore wrong, I apologize. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I know a lot of people...
Is this a disrespectful topic? Or...
I don't really know. I feel like there's a lot of discourse around it on TikTok. So I'm not really sure what the discourse around Appalachian range groups are.
Okay. I have some things to talk about, with this.
I have some things.
Because I've been seeing some things on, TikTok and everything that are, of course I've been getting them at, 1 in the morning and stuff.
Right.
And they're, kind of creepy, but, that's what made me, think of this topic for us to talk about today.
Right. Because I feel like it's a lot of, almost a lot of the stuff with it I found is a lot of, if you know, you know. It's a lot of things from...
So it's, stuff we want to understand kind of thing?
Yeah, it's
okay.
kind of, lore, and it's stuff that it's, it sounds ridiculous, but these are things that, a ton of people have, grandparents, decades and decades of family members that have, told them the same,
Okay, so, urban legends, kind of...
Yeah.
Okay.
And, let me tell you... I guess let me start with, a little blurb. Some of the folklore I saw, this one guy was oh, this is stuff that, my grandmother always taught me because, her grandparents taught her, and, so on and so forth. Never close a knife you didn't open, or you get 7 years of bad luck.
Never close a knife?
Yeah, you didn't open, or you get 7 years of bad luck.
How do you close a knife?
If you, pop it open.
A knife?
Yeah. The...
Like a pocket knife?
Yeah. That they, flip open?
Yeah, what about it?
Never close one you didn't open.
Okay. I was thinking about it, I think there's an open pocket knife in my house.
No, I know.
Right now.
A penny, you go... penny...
So I just start skirting off. Mobile
podcast. In the washer.
Penny in the washer. Oh, I've had plenty of those.
Yeah. You said really to nobody's surprise. Always go out the same door you came in. Eat.
I'm dying tomorrow. I'm sorry.
Eat black-eyed peas or collard greens with hog jaw on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I haven't done that either.
No, so those are some Appalachian rules that person's family's folklore follows. But
yeah, I don't think Florida applies to that, so I think I'm fine.
Florida, which, fun fact, the Appalachian range goes from, far as fuck. It's, Georgia, Alabama, it's, 5 or 6 states, I think.
Yeah, it's not Florida, we'll tell you that.
No.
I think the Florida rituals, I'm going to tell my kids, don't ever go to Publix and not get a pub sub. Don't
ever look a gator in the eye.
Yeah. Don't ever get on I-4 thinking there's going to be no traffic.
Don't ever go to Disney on a holiday.
Those are the Florida...
Those are the Florida...
commandments.
Yeah, commandments.
Yeah. Way different than the Appalachian ones.
Facts. So, a little bit of history.
Okay.
The Appalachian Mountains are 480 million years old. So they were, around during Pangea.
Okay.
So that's why I think it's that the Scottish Highlands or some I feel like it's the Scottish Highlands actually match with and have the same structure as the Appalachian Mountains, because that is the other half, I think, when Pangea split it.
That makes sense because it's on the East Coast, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
So some notable mentions about it. They have 1,000, and we'll get more into them. They have the Flatwood Monsters, Bigfoot. They have
a lot of
the
cryptids.
Moon-eyed people. They have a lot
of
cryptids.
Moon-eyed people?
The Moon-eyed people, which ended up just being white people, but we'll get into that.
They're pretty scary.
Witch. Remember?
Oh, the Bell Witch. Hey, shout out Bell Witch. Shout out Bell Witch.
Shout out Bell Witch.
I like that.
But the Appalachian Mountains goes through periods of growth and regrowth. They once were as tall as the Alps, but when the split happened for Pangea, they almost leveled out completely. And they, just with sediment and other stuff, I guess, have grown back up.
It's my short king right there.
He is going. He is thriving and
The
surviving.
Appalachian Mountains are the short kings of the country.
And guess what? We love a short king. We are
exactly.
We're into a short king.
I don't like how you looked at me like that when you said that, but that's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
I'm 6'3", so.
He said, so don't look at me like that. But a lot of families in this mountain range, short kings and all, have been there for hundreds of years. I think there's actually a family I saw like on TikTok. They're blue.
Huh?
They're blue.
Like
It's
Smurfs?
a genetic. Yeah, it's like a genetic makeup or genetic thing in them that like their family is like blue, like their skin's blue.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I think they live in the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
that makes sense.
Why?
Anything goes in the Appalachian Mountains.
That's true. The we'll get to why everything fucking goes. So a little bit about the area. Besides the families have been there for hundreds of years, the poverty level there is higher than the rest of the country. It's 15.8% versus the rest of the country, which is 14.1%.
Yeah.
The median income is 82.5% of the national median.
We're getting political in this.
We really
I like it.
And even the heart disease mortality rates are 42% higher than the national average.
Yeah, because they're eating straight lard up there.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
It's literally it's basically, again, not to sound harsh, but it's backwoods.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to go there.
No.
I got you.
No.
So we'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. So basically, that area, they have been a community that. This has been a thing for years and years.
Are they inbred?
I don't think that's politically correct. It's not that all of them are.
No, but did they practice that?
I don't want to say it's common, but it's
there.
It's not frowned upon.
It nicked them a little bit.
Yeah, it looked at them.
Okay.
It did take a look. But how it started with the Appalachian Mountains was that Native Americans were the first people to inhabit the Appalachian Mountains.
Makes sense.
At least 6,000 BCE, but the mound builders, which I guess is like a tribal group.
Okay.
They came about 900 BC, mostly controlled in the south of the Appalachian Range by the Cherokee, and the north was controlled by the Algonquin tribe, and then the Iroquois.
That's pretty good, yeah.
If I'm saying that correctly.
You probably are.
Eventually the Europeans came and ruined it and established themselves, and they became the poster child for man of the land. So basically like Davy Crockett, raccoon on their head.
Hell yeah, baby.
Man, he said USA.
Wow. Jake would be going crazy.
No, I know. Jake would be going crazy.
Barking right now.
Stop.
Holy shit.
But
shout out to Jake if he's listening.
Shout out Jake for that. But so basically from there it just progressed of the European settlers coming over and ruining shit. So that included the Moon-Eyed people, which we'll get to them. But
I really want you to get to the Moon-Eyed people.
So that is a little bit about just the general land history.
Okay.
Of the Appalachian Mountains.
That's good. That was probably one of your best geographical
I appreciate
things that you've said on this podcast.
Because I feel like everything else we do is not real.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Well, I just remember you saying that a few.
The Boston, or.
It was like the Bell Witch or something like that, and you're like, I have no idea where fucking Massachusetts is.
No, it was a Denver.
Yeah, I do remember that.
That's just because I'm stupid. That's not really.
It was something else too that kind of just tickled my toes, and I was like, "Did you really just ask that?"
You said, "Wow, you actually know nothing about history." Good job though. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. But
that was good. That was probably your best one.
That is a rough base history.
Okay, what goes on in the Appalachian Mountains?
We'll get a little bit to
the Appalachian Trail. Let's get it.
So there are some rules to the Appalachia
Like the collard greens and all that? Is that what you're talking about? Or like,
No,
don't
but
go by yourself?
Like, there's other rules of that people that I've seen, like, universally on a lot of TikToks. Like, never be in the woods dusk to dawn.
Ooh.
Never leave a marked trail. It's marked for a reason. If voices are close, they're far away. But if they're far away, they're very close. You know?
Okay.
If anyone says your name, don't answer them.
Oh, that's creepy.
I know.
That's creepy.
Not whistle or sing in the woods.
Okay.
And don't look into the trees.
That's kind of hard because there's a lot of forest out there.
No, I know. It's just trees. But that's basically the rules. The biggest one, I think, is to not go out at night and not, like... Basically, don't go out at night. Because anything after dusk is not the best.
Dude, that just, like, creeped me out with, like, the whole, like... hearing your name. Like, if you hear your name, like...
Because
and,
also,
like, the voices,
a lot of times, which we'll get to some of the cryptids that they deal with in the Appalachian Mountains, but some of the cryptids, like, will mimic your family members' voices, and they'll mimic, like, other things, so you...
So I'll be walking the trail, and I'll hear my name, and I'll be like, Madison, what are you doing out here?
No, really. You hate trails.
You hate the outside. You're supposed to be on your honeymoon. What are you doing here?
No, really. And then I send you a picture of Charleston. You said, oh. Simon Lutz. Yeah, no, that would scare me, especially if it's like, because sometimes it'll mimic a cry. So, like, imagine hearing, like, your mom cry, or your mom, like, scream or something. You're obviously going to be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
If
I heard you, I'd be like, well, that sucks.
Yeah, she probably fell. Like, she's okay.
Not uncommon for her.
Not really. She doesn't like the outdoors. She's okay.
Madison, you okay? Okay.
Okay. Not really. You see my body just get dragged away.
It's in the woods. Oh, I was supposed to look in the trees.
No, really. But yeah, so don't. Hope that helps. So some of the monsters that we can come in contact with out there, we have a lot.
All right.
So starting off at number 1, we have the Mothman.
Oh, my boy.
He has been spotted out there.
My boy. I love the Mothman.
Marissa was going to be the Mothman for Halloween last year. She didn't
Marissa?
doing that, yeah. I don't think she had time to put together a costume, but I definitely feel like
she's big enough for it.
She should have been. Damn.
Tall. I meant tall. Like.
Yeah, no, she's tall.
Yeah.
She's tall on that one.
But like, didn't we talk about the Mothman on an episode?
We did.
Yeah.
So the Mothman.
Love that boy.
He's there. He and that bitch.
I'd go just to see Mothman.
As we talked about in that episode, which you can go back and listen to. He was credited for a bridge collapse. Two couples reported seeing him in 1966.
Maybe he collapsed the bridge and not the boat. And
did you see that?
Too soon, but
that was crazy.
That was crazy.
It was almost like watching. It didn't look like a real. That sounds really weird. It didn't look like a real bridge.
I literally woke up and I was like, "Is this in a video game or something?"
No, I'm so serious. That was crazy. I was like, "That's not." And like one of the people that I work with was telling me that she's from that area, and she was like, "Yeah, like I just don't." She's like, I just really can't believe that even happened. Like, she goes, because I've driven over that bridge 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't imagine seeing something that happened to the Howard Franklin or
like
something like that.
Yeah.
I don't go on the Skyway anyway.
You don't? Okay.
Absolutely not. Why?
I go on it.
You're crazy.
It's like a roller coaster. You go up and then down.
Yeah. Won't be doing that, but thank you so much for that.
Of course.
The next thing is the Flatwoods Monster.
Okay.
Which I had never heard of. I feel like I was pretty brushed up on cryptids, but I guess not with the Flatwoods Monster.
Okay. Let's hear about them.
Basically, the Flatwoods Monster is a 10-foot green body with a blood red face. The Flatwoods Monster was initially spotted. I think these kids were on their way home from school, and they saw something in the distance, and they got freaked out, and they got their parents, and they're like, hey, there's something in the woods. And then they went to go look for them, and the monster was, like, levitating. Because, okay, here's the thing. And also, because of that whole situation, it prompted a United States Air Force inquiry in 1952.
Oh, this is old.
Yeah, like, this was, like, in the 50s. So my thing, though, is, like, because some of the cryptids I can understand and I can agree that they might not be real.
Yeah.
You know, like Bigfoot. It's like, okay, it's very possible that it was just either a bear standing on its hind legs, like a blurry picture from far away, or it's like, oh, maybe it's just a really tall guy that's just hairy as fuck. Well, you know? But like something like the Flatwoods Monster, where it's like, oh, it was a 10-foot like green body with a blood red face. It's like, what else was that?
You know, it's funny because like last week, I wanted to, you know how I was saying like, oh, I want to get someone in like a room and like interrogate them? Like another thing I wish I could do is like more or less be like a fly on the wall in like certain moments that happen. Like when those kids saw that thing, like just be like a...
Like see what they saw.
Yeah, see what they saw. Or like people that like say they saw something, be like, oh, I wish I was there to like see what they saw, so I can kind of make my own opinion on it. Like alien, like when someone says they got abducted, like, or they saw like a bright white light in the woods and they got abducted, like I want to be right there next to them when they get abducted, kind of thing, to see like what happened.
I agree, and I
be like a ghost, kind of like nothing can hurt you, you can't touch anything, you just like you're just watching it.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that like I said, I feel like with something like even with Mothman, I'm like I feel like anything that's like a big dark figure, I'm like that could be anything. That could be a tree. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
exactly.
That could, or that could be like a tree with an owl in it. That people are like, oh, I see the red eyes. It's a moth, and it's like, nope, it's just an owl.
That's funny. I used to have like a punching bag in my room, and like I would have like my jacket draped over it, like you know, like one of those.
Yeah, and it looked like one.
And like I would wake up in the middle of the night and be like, what the fuck is that in the like my closet or something, or like in the corner of my room? So like, you know, it's like stuff like that where it's like obviously that's not real, and it's like just something, but it looks real.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a skeptic, but like you kind of say this, like you say, like tree with an owl in it.
Yeah.
Might be like.
But what about the Flatwoods Monster?
Yeah, that's like different. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like that in the middle of a forest. It's more so that it was glowing and it was levitating.
Yeah.
And the face was red. Like there were too many things that I'm like, what natural thing could that have been? Uranium? Yeah. Like, or it was an alien. Oh. Maybe it wasn't a monster. Maybe it was an alien.
Gosh, I really want to see an alien.
Because also the Air Force, like, because the way I hate how they like phrase certain things because they make it seem like getting an Air Force inquiry is like easy. I don't know how easy it was back in the 50s, or if it was easy, but like I feel like it wasn't that easy that they were just like, oh well, it did call into that, like called that into investigation, but nothing too big, you know?
I don't even know how to contact the Air Force.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who do you call? NASA?
Well,
like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that's why I almost think it was an alien, because I almost wonder if they were investigating something, like, and then they were like, they heard about that, and they were like, oh, I wonder if this is the alien.
They're like, damn, he's on the loose. And
yeah, no, like, what if that was like Yoda? Like, or like
Yoda's
E.T.
not tall. Neither is E.T.
No, but I'm saying, like, what if it was like an E.T. situation? Where, like, he just like ran away.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
So that could be a possibility. We've talked about the Bell Witch a little bit, so I'll just briefly touch on the Bell Witch, that they believe it to be a girl named Kate Batts, who was cheated in land by John Bell. She passed. And then from 1817 to 1821, she would come as an animal, as different forms.
I don't think we talked about she can shapeshift like that, did we?
Well, she was a ghost, so I'm saying like
she
it's
could,
more
like,
like it wasn't like she was just like a witch shapeshifting. So it was more like she was trying to get into the Bell farm to just torture them. But they say that with her they can still hear her cackles. Correct.
Yeah,
so because they said that she hasn't actually been spotted since the 1800s, 1900s.
We'll make her reappear. Get us in that place right now.
And we talk about her respectfully. I feel like she would want to hang out with us. Like, I feel like there's certain cryptids that I feel like low-key, if we met them, we could be friends with them.
Cryptids? Or like ghosts?
Both.
I think so.
I think we have calming spirits.
I think some friendly ghosts that we can get, like, we wouldn't...
Like Casper?
Well, like Casper. I think, Sally. I think we'd definitely get Sally on our side. Robert, I saw him, like, they did a thing. I was watching, like, a Miami Marlins game, and they were like, you know how, like, different cities will make commercials for, like, oh, come see, like, Miami, come see Cleveland, come see whatever. There was one from Miami, and it was like, oh, come see Miami and, like, Key West or whatever, and it showed, like, Robert the Doll.
No, I know.
And I think I texted you about it or something like that, and I was like, Master, I just saw Robert the Doll on TV.
Because I want to ask, like, because then that makes me wonder, like, do as many people have an effect from the doll as they say, or do you think it's one of those things where people just kind of play it up, and that's why it's like a tourist attraction, that they feel comfortable sending them to it? Because I feel like if it was actually killing people, they wouldn't be like, hey. Like, I don't know, I've never seen a Conjuring house.
Oh, yeah, no.
For, like, New York. Or not New York, but that's for anybody.
But I think, like, Robert the Doll's in, like, a...
He's in a museum, though.
Yeah.
But all of them are museums.
It's for Annabelle.
Where's she? Yeah, she's on no commercial.
Well, she's in, like, a Conjuring house, like, museum. Like, Robert the Doll's in just, like, a Key West old-timey museum, you know?
I just want to know.
Did you see the TikTok I sent you about Annabelle, where they're, like, moving her?
Yeah.
I wish I could be there to, like, move her.
I know, because also, like, I just want to, like, look at... I hate... Like, dolls freak me out as it is, but there's so many dolls that I feel like are haunted, for sure.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, they went crazy. Like, they were holding her with gloves, and they had to, like... Oh, man, I would...
Especially since, like, people are holding her with gloves.
I'm like, I'm a raw dog. Just fucking hold her with my hands and just put her.
You said, bitch, get in the box. Yeah, I'm not fucking playing with you. We're getting
my gosh.
Spearfinger is a witch.
Okay, we're going to talk about her. Cherokee, okay. Those are the dangerous ones, too.
Yeah. Long Knife Finger. Would pretend to be...
Long Knife Finger. That's her name?
Like, that's why they called her Spearfinger, because she had one long knife finger. I know. And she would pretend to be, like, kids' grandmother, like a grandmother. Like, she would shapeshift and pretend to be their grandmother, and then she would kill them.
Like, like La Llorona.
Yeah. So she was also destroyed, but you can also still hear her laughs in the forest. So.
That was just funny. Like, I just picture, like, one long, like, Freddy Krueger
just,
like, knife.
Yeah, no, I know.
But, like, I'm thinking of, like, a kitchen knife on her finger.
Yeah, no,
like, not like a
butcher knife.
Yeah, like, not like just a finger, like a pointy-ass finger, or like a long nail. I just think, like, literally a kitchen knife is, like, taped on her finger.
Yeah, I feel like I would have to see, because I feel like a spear makes more sense.
Yeah.
Like a Spearfinger, that, like, her actual, like, given Cherokee name, I guess.
Yeah.
Makes more sense.
But, like, those Indian, like, Cherokee, like, ghosts and, I don't know, like, legends are, like, scary.
Yeah, because...
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like also with, like, because Native Americans have been here for so long that there's just... There's, like, another, like, the Brown Mountain Lights. There's another thing I have on the list. So that's basically a bunch of lights that they see over the mountain range.
That's just aliens right there. Straight up aliens.
No, I know. And it's literally like glowing orbs that started in like the 1913 that they just see over the mountain range. And first people were saying that they were like other lights, like street lights, whatever. And then all the power went out and they were still there. So obviously it wasn't a glare or anything like that. But they said it was because of the battle between the Cherokee and Catawba. I don't want to say it incorrectly, but
go ahead.
Warriors. You should go off. It started in, I told you it started in 1913. Yep. But after that battle, a bunch of wives and, you know, mother, sister, whoever, like, went to go look for the fallen soldiers. So they're saying that they think that those spirits, because you would just see the lights of them looking, they think that those lights are just orbs of spirits still looking for the fallen soldiers.
Oh, that's really, that's nice. That's good. It could definitely be that. That'd be sick to see. I would like to, that doesn't seem like
I would like to see it too. It doesn't seem like a scary paranormal thing. It definitely, I feel like it would feel like a soothing thing.
Yeah. Like they're looking for me,
is,
you know? Like, I'm right here, hey.
I know.
Kind of thing.
And like, but that's basically like a lot of the haunted structures or anything that they've had is mostly because of things being built on like Indian burial grounds and just not being respected overall. That causes those issues. So,
okay.
Take that as you will. We've talked about Bigfoot. That's another thing that's been cited in the Appalachian Mountains.
Oh boy.
That you said me and Sasquatch locked in.
We're tight.
Another one is a Wendigo.
Oh, don't want to mess with those, man. Don't want to mess with those.
15-foot tall they have a thin body. They have a skin very pulled tightly back.
Yep.
Their bones visible. They typically smell of rotten decay, so they say that you can typically smell them before you see them.
Didn't we have an episode on Wendigos?
Yeah.
Because there's like two types.
There's like, because they have like, they also, I did read in some Reddit forums that they have like, in the Appalachian Mountains, there's flesh gates. So I guess like skinwalkers, Wendigos, and flesh gates are all similar, but I think they're different depending on
like where you are. Or,
yeah.
Like location wise.
Yeah. So I think the Wendigos might be more of a Native American.
Yeah, I think so.
And then I think skinwalkers and flesh gates are more of like a European version of that. But I mean, they're all pretty much the same. That what I was talking about earlier, they can mimic human voices and cries, and that they can even go as far as possessing other things. So they can possess other humans, they can possess other animals, like...
Yeah. Well, to anybody like listening to this or watching it, if you want to see like a good representation of both, first episode of Supernatural I think has them. Yeah. And then
I love Supernatural.
If you haven't seen the movie The Ritual, it's on Netflix, I think.
Oh, I've never seen it.
It's a pretty good movie. I think it's one of the best horror movies I've ever seen. But that shows like they went to like Norway or something like that, and the Wendigo was like this big deer thing that would like
frightening.
And there was like a cult behind it, and they would have like the cult would sacrifice people to like the Wendigo. It was super like scary and everything. It was a great movie, but if you don't like horror movies, don't watch it, obviously. But I think it shows a good representation of it, of like the European Wendigo and then like the American for Supernatural. It's pretty good.
I definitely will look at it because I feel like they also have like, I feel like I would like to say it's Germany.
Okay.
Has like a Wendigo version or like some like thing that kind of looks like one.
But I do think it like stems from like Native American kind of. I definitely have heard of that. Like that sounds like a Native American thing. Wendigo.
Yeah, and that's a lot of in the Appalachian Mountains has a lot of Native American influence because of that. Mm-hmm. Which I feel like it would make sense for all of like the spirits and all of that kind of stuff out there. Yeah. So another one, and at the end of this, I want you also to be thinking which one of these you would want to be face to face with. Okay. So, I
already have my answer. But.
Okay. Well, the Moon-Eyed people don't count because they're actual people.
Oh, we haven't gotten to the Moon. I need.
No, they're. I'm saving the best for them.
Oh, you're gonna save them till. Damn.
They're not real cryptids. They're like honorable mentions. Okay. They're what people thought were cryptids, but they're just people. They're just white people.
That's crazy.
The Wampus Cat.
Oh, Wampus Cat, man.
The Wampus Cat is a large feline cat with eyes that drive you to insanity. So it basically looks like just a big lion with 6 legs.
Yeah, that sounds
yellow.
6 legs.
Yeah.
That sounds like someone I know.
And it has yellow eyes.
It's yellow and has yellow eyes.
They say that the legend comes from a Cherokee legend that a woman was hiding under a cat pelt. Okay. And I believe that she got killed under that cat pelt. Okay. So it was like that whoever, like the sorcerer or the witch, turned her, like, I guess, like, killed her and turned her into that. Like, turned her into the Wampus Cat. Okay. So basically, if you stare at her too long or, like, you make eye contact with her, it can drive you to the point of madness.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Something I have to experience, but okay.
Alright, go off. And last but not least, the Moon-Eyed people.
Let's go. Okay.
So basically the Moon-Eyed people were short, pale, very skinny, and bearded humans with really large, bright blue eyes. And essentially they weren't mythical, but people thought that they were, like, they called them Moon-Eyed people. They thought they were like trolls or something. And then they realized that they were just like Scandinavian, or like they were they were like European of some sort, but they were considered like a separate race. Like, for whatever reason, the Europeans that were here were like, I don't fuck with whatever you look like, so they literally considered them a separate race, like they were trolls. And they viewed them as a threat. So like they're quite literally treating them as if that's why they're honorable mention last one, because they are getting treated as if they are cryptids, but they're not cryptids. They're quite literally just pale, blue-eyed people.
Okay.
With beards.
So,
could you imagine if someone was so disgusted by your appearance that they were like, you have to be a cryptid?
You gotta be
You gotta be a fucking cryptid. Like, that would...
Oh that would my god!
Like, okay, that would gag.
That'd be my 13th reason, right?
That would be it. That would be the 13th reason.
Well, speaking of the Moon-Eyed people,
I thought you were going to say, speaking of 13 reasons.
No, there was I see these things on TikTok. From what I saw in the beginning, I see these things on TikTok. Of course, at like 1 a.m. and it has like obviously like it has like some creepy music behind it, and it's like this AI generated like thing of like. Oh, I'll send you one next time I see it. But it's like, why you shouldn't visit, like, Wyoming? Or, like, why you shouldn't go into, like...
Oh, and it's always, like, an AI voice.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't visit
Wyoming.
Yeah. And it's like, do.
Yeah. And so, I was watching one last night, and it was, like... These, like, it sent me down, like, a rabbit hole. And so, last night, I was looking at it, I saw it, and it was, like, these small people, they have sharp teeth, like, small humans, pretty much, with sharp teeth, and... They'll, like, lure, like, kids, mostly on, like, trails, like the Appalachian Trail or something like that. And they'll, like, guide you in, and then they'll, like, eat you, sacrifice you, whatever. And then they'll play, like, tricks on, like, adults and everything like that. But I think... Well, I went into the comments, and everyone was like, oh, why am I getting this at 2 o'clock in the morning? Yeah. Whatever. And then they had, like, you know the blue search things in TikTok comments? The one was like, oh... who are these, like, things? I was like, who are, like, backstory of whatever. I can't even pronounce their name, but I clicked on it and I went down this, like, rabbit hole of, like, researching them. And apparently there's one, and there's, like, a mummy. Like, 2 gold miners went digging for gold in, like, some state, I think Wyoming, honestly. And the Pedro Mountains in Wyoming. Yeah. And they hit like a 4x4 like room, and there was a mummy sitting like in a monk position. And it was like there's this like little humanoid figure on it, maybe like 1.5 feet, 2 feet tall, maybe, just sitting down in like a monk position. And they named it Pedro. That's so Pedro Mountains, everything like that. And then so this was in like 1930 or something like that. So throughout the years, they're like handing it off, and you know, people are like examining it. It wasn't fake because it had like a full skeleton inside and everything. And people were saying like, oh, like, yeah, we don't know what this is. Like, it definitely is a human, but like some people were saying it had like anencephalus or anencephaly, or where like part of their brain doesn't grow, so they have like a flat skull, or like they have some like dents in their skull. I feel like that wasn't a politically correct term to say dents in your skull, but
I like how that flags you. Anything else you say, that's politically fine, but that...
Because I know someone was going to text me after this airs, and they're going to be like...
I feel like there's a couple things... You're going to get a text from, like, Brandy that's going to be like, hey, so that was actually take number 4. Yeah. Alexa's going to be like 6.
So, yeah, they're saying like that, but, like, when they did the x-ray of the figure, it had, like, a fully fused skull, so it couldn't have been, like, a kid.
Right.
With the anencephaly or anything. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but they were saying like this like had to have been an adult, and it had sharp teeth and everything like that. No one knows where the mummy is now, like today, but you know, it just got me thinking like there could be like little tiny like 2 foot tall people like running around in like a forest, you know.
And we would have no idea.
And like the name of the tribe or whatever, or the name of the people that they go by, means like human or like man eater or like human eater or like basically cannibal.
I think people forget that not everywhere is like Western civilization.
Yeah.
So like I think people forget that there are people that do still practice cannibalism, and then on top of that there are a ton of people that, I don't want to say a ton of people, but there are people that live off the grid. Like I feel like people forget you don't have to be registered in the world. I mean, you're supposed to be, I guess, legally
registered.
But I'm saying, like, there's some, like, I saw someone on Reddit that they just never filed taxes, so they just never have had to pay them because there's nothing they're looking for. They've never filed them.
They're just not on...
There's not anything. And there's some people, like, there's some parents that, like, keep their kids out of school and, like, just decide... But they're not even, like, homeschooling. Like, they just decide to, like, world school them kind of thing. Where they don't follow like a curriculum and they don't have to like take a test or anything, but like I'm sure there's like societies that live in the woods and that they're just not
the
paying
Amish.
Taxes. Good for them.
That's who they are, the Amish.
They make butter.
Cracker country.
Okay, don't even get me started.
We're not getting started on cracker country. All right.
So I can't. Oh my god, I don't have my microphone.
Oh my gosh.
So I can't get started on Cracker Country because we ran out of storage. So we're just going to wrap this up, apparently.
By the way, we have to explain what Cracker Country is.
Yeah, Cracker Country is basically, you, like, churn butter. And
it's an old-time,
It's like an old-time thing, like, colonial.
Yeah.
And you can, like, churn butter. You can, like, sew things. It shows you, like, old houses, an old schoolhouse.
You get, like, old Coke bottles and
You can go to, like, the general store and get, like, honey sticks and, like, old-time toys.
Yep.
So... 10 out of 10 if you're in Tampa or have a kid that can go to Cracker Country or want to be a part of my 25-person group. Me and Jace will be running it. So don't worry. We're going to get texts like, hey, boosnbays takes on Cracker Country. So Jace, to wrap this up, I guess, according to your phone, what thing would you want to, like, what cryptid, honorable mention, I guess not honorable mention because they're just humans.
Okay.
But what cryptid would you want to?
Are you talking about, like, realistically, like...
Realistically,
or,
like,
which one
like,
would I want to fight?
No, not like, let's say you were in the Appalachian Mountains. Like, what would be your best case scenario if you had to face one of them?
Well, it's definitely the blue, or the moon-eyed people.
Okay, well, not the moon-eyed people and not the lights.
Give me that list again. Let me see the list real quick.
So...
Oh, you put that shit away.
I would...
She was ready to get out of here once the phone...
No, because I knew my answer.
I don't...
I would say Bigfoot because I've never heard any record of Bigfoot, like, attacking anyone. It's always, like, Bigfoot is just, like, far away, walking. Like, he doesn't seem like he's doing much. That's the Brown Mountain Lights.
Oh, okay. Wampus Cat. Oh, I kind of want to see the Wampus Cat. I'm not gonna lie with you.
The Wampus Cat, I feel like I just don't look at it.
I would want to look. No, you know what I'm going with?
The Mothman.
I've said it in previous episodes. Mothman's my guy. I'm gonna have to see that dude.
I'm gonna have to see it through my guy.
Yep, Mothman. That's my...
Do you think you could, like, battle him, though?
Nope. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I kind of... Because here's the thing. With the Wampus Cat, I definitely want to see the Wampus Cat because I want to see a six-legged, like, cat thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time...
How big is it? Like, is it a person?
That's what I'm saying. Is it a house
like
cat?
A cat? Yeah, because if it's a house cat, I feel like I could just not look at it.
But, like, I want to look at it. That's the thing.
I just look at its legs.
That's the craziest thing.
Look at its eyes.
You know, like, I'm going to get a lot of hate for saying this, too. But, like, isn't it weird that the funniest and the most... Alright, so camera went out again for storage reasons.
Yeah,
So we're going to hurry this up. I'm fighting Mothman, or I want to see Mothman, but I also want to see... Wampus Cat. Like I said, it's so weird because the things that you aren't supposed to look at, you want to look at.
Like an accident.
I was going to say something different, but yes, like an accident. Mm-hmm. And, like, weird-looking people, like, you're not supposed to look at them, but, like... You do, because you want to see. Same thing with, like, a Wampus Cat. You're not supposed to look at the Wampus Cat, I want to see the Wampus Cat.
Facts.
Exactly.
Okay, so I guess we can wrap this up.
Yeah, I guess
okay.
So. Wait, did you want to add anything?
Remember?
Yeah, but did you want to add anything else? Because you're going to have to hurry if we're going to add anything else.
No. I said I wanted to fight, or I wanted to see, what's his face? The Sasquatch, because they're usually far away and he's usually nice.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, fine, the Flatwoods Monster, because it's probably an alien. They can beam me up.
The what?
The Flatwoods Monster. It's probably an alien.
Whatever.
Beam me up, Scotty. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Make sure to subscribe, if you haven't already, to all places you listen to podcasts before you run out of storage again. And we will see you guys next time. Bye!